Let's go back to the phones. Big win tonight, an emotional week tonight for Giles County. The play-by-play voice for the Giles County Bobcats joins us on the Friday Night Thunder's scoreboard show on the Cook Neon Hotlines. It is Wade Neely. Wade, big win tonight for Giles County. Congratulations.
Thank you, Weave. Good to be on the winning side of one of a broadcast tonight. Giles County, you touched on it. What a tumultuous week this was with head coach Walt Smith forced to resign on Tuesday. The Cats rallied, however, around their interim head coach, Scott Blair, who put the challenge this week. He said, hey, I know it's going to be a crazy, wild week. They had homecoming celebrations tonight. This was a region game against Spring Hill. The timing could not have been wilder. But head coach Scott Blair stepped up and said, hey, I'm challenging my seniors tonight. And a couple of seniors delivered in a huge way, including Jordan Tucker, the team's starting running back. But with their quarterback being out tonight, he actually went into the Wildcat from the opening snap to the final snap, and he set school records in terms of carries and in terms of rushing yards, believed to be both school records, close to 40, if not over 40, rushing attempts, and had close to 400 rushing yards, wow. 5 rushing touchdowns, and he also threw for a touchdown just before halftime. One of the greatest performances by an individual in a Bobcat uniform tonight from Jordan Tucker.
I know that, and we talk all the time when we survey coaches about homecoming. It had to be a nervous situation, but I find it humorous that the defensive coordinator takes over and you guys put 56 points on the scoreboard.
We didn't get to ask Coach Blair. It was lost in the shuffle, but, it was on our minds if he was the head coach or if they just didn't even have a defensive coordinator tonight. And I asked him, I said, hey, did you ever think you'd win a game where your team gave up 46? And he said, yes, because our offensive coordinator, Coach Rip Slippo, had a great game plan. We figured we'd score every time we got the ball. And he actually wasn't far off. Giles County only punted did not score a touchdown on only 2 drives tonight. They punted, which was a crazy stat. Neither team had a punt in the game until 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. When Giles County, they were up by 16, and they punted to kind of preserve some field position and to force Spring Hill to burn some clock. And then the final possession of the ball game, Giles County, after they recovered an onside kick, they took a knee. So every other drive ended with a touchdown, which was just a crazy offensive performance tonight.
Wow. Dennis Weaver, Mike Mulder here on the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show, talking to Wade Neely, he of the XSports Radio Network and the voice of the Giles County Bobcats.
Wade, you guys have got 2 region games left with Page and Tullahoma. Are you still mathematically able to make the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what was big about tonight's game. We've done some simple arithmetic, maybe not the best in the world, but based on our records and kind of the way the results shook out tonight, there's actually a chance Giles County could wind up hosting a playoff game. They go to Page in 2 weeks, and if they win that, they're 2-2. Page would be 1 loss in the loss column there, but Page still has to play Marshall County the final game of the season. So, in theory, Giles County, could have those 2 losses, pick up a win over Tullahoma, and be sitting there at 3-2 with Page and Marshall County kind of duking it out that last week of the season. Giles would have the tiebreaker. So, obviously, Coach Blair, hopefully, is not listening, doesn't want to hear me even get remotely close to thinking about that. But,
that's why we're in the media. We can do that.
Absolutely. I'm enjoying these crazy scenarios. I thought this was the point of switching to this format so we didn't have to deal with these crazy playoff scenarios. But Giles County is still very much in the playoff hunt. It's really going to come down to what Giles County does, obviously, but also what Lawrence County does, because they picked up a win over the Bobcats back in week 3, and so they own the tiebreaker in that regard. So that 4th playoff spot, that coveted 4th playoff spot, will kind of be determined probably by a tiebreaker between some combination of Giles County, Tullahoma, and Lawrence County.
All right. Wade, we appreciate it as always. We need to let you go, okay?
Okay, hey, I just want to give a quick shout-out to the best in the business, Mr. Marion Wilhoit. He's the sports editor at the Columbia Daily Herald. He was sitting shotgun with us in the press box tonight. He is one of my all-time great mentors. I love the man, and he was a blessing tonight for us.
All right, we appreciate it as always, Wade. Take care of yourself, okay?
Thank you, fellas.